I know, Taoiseach, that with your increasingly busy schedule now, you probably don't get much time for pushing the shopping trolley around the supermarket in Tullamore. But I'd like to raise with you this morning the problem of rising prices. And I want to focus on two aspects of that problem in particular. Firstly, I want to focus on the rip-off of Irish consumers by British retailers who have shops located here in Ireland. Last Sunday, the Sunday Business Post had a survey. It was one of a series of surveys that we've seen published in recent times, showing that the prices in the Irish branches of British retailers are up to 50% more than what the same items are in UK shops. And they gave examples: Tesco, Marks and Spencer, Argos, Laura Ashley, range of British retailers who have branches in Ireland. Now, the higher prices are despite the fact that the euro has strengthened against sterling. The euro is now worth 80 sterling pence. It used to be, at one stage, it used to be less than 60 pence. One would have expected in those circumstances that the prices in the Irish branches of British retailers would have fallen. Instead of that, they're way higher. Just to give some examples of it, in Tesco, a leading brand of detergent is €12.50 in a British branch of Tesco. It's €18.89 in an Irish branch. In Marks and Spencer's, a pair of shoes which are priced at €44, the equivalent of €44 in a British branch, are €55 in an Irish branch. Electrical items in Argos, 20% more than what they are priced in the British branches. Now, that's just one example of something that's inexplicable in the whole area of pricing. Another, and the second aspect that I want to draw your attention to, which is also inexplicable, is the price of diesel. Diesel used to be less than petrol. Diesel is increasing every day. I saw in one forecourt on my way in, diesel priced at $1.39 a litre, going way up all of the time. Nobody can provide an explanation as to why the price of diesel has shot ahead of petrol and why it's continuing to rise. The only explanation appears to be that the oil companies, anticipating a shift by Irish motorists to diesel cars and diesel vehicles for environmental reasons and so on, are now taking the opportunity to hike up the price. Now, what I want to know, Taoiseach, is, I mean, these problems in relation to prices are going on all of the time, and they're affecting people every day. We have a national consumers agency, which was set up a couple of years ago, which doesn't seem to be doing anything about these problems. So I want to know, Taoiseach, A, what is government doing, or is it going to do, to address these problems of rising prices which are inexplicable and for which there is no justification? And secondly, what are you going to do to get the National Consumer Agency, which was set up by the Oireachtas, to act more effectively in the interests of the consumer? Yeah. I don't think that will provide much comfort to people who have to pay these prices, and particularly to people who are on fixed incomes, like pensioners who are being caught with increasing food prices. The price of the loaf of bread, for example, is 20% higher than it was this time last year, and the price of a litre of milk is 30% higher than it was this time last year. What we need, Taoiseach, on this is we need some action. I don't think it is good enough simply that there will be a discussion between the Taoiseach and the Chief Executive of the National Consumer Agency bemoaning this. Over the past couple of years, we heard lots of points being made by government. The groceries order, for example, was stood down. We were told that increased competition would reduce prices. The fact of the matter is that one of the biggest beneficiaries of the abolition of the groceries order, Tesco's, whose chief executive, I note, pays himself 10 million sterling per annum, are pricing goods here in this country up to 50% more than they're charging consumers in the UK. Now, we have a National Consumers Agency, which may have, as Taoiseach says, may have highlighted some of this, but doesn't appear to have taken any direct action to protect Irish consumers, the Irish shopper, from these rip-off prices by some of these retail outlets. Now, I put it to you, Taoiseach, the government, if these rip-offs of the Irish consumer are not curtailed by the retailers who are engaged with them, government will have to take some action to deal with it. We cannot have a situation where and at the very time when the euro is strengthening against sterling, and when prices here, we should be getting the benefit of it. I mean, Irish workers, Irish jobs and Irish businesses who have to export are feeling the squeeze because of the change in the currency situation, but the Irish consumer is not getting the benefit of the change in the relationship between the euro and the consumer. You can walk into some shops and you will find items which are priced in sterling, which I understand is not legal, and still the same retailer won't give you the price in sterling. I met a shopper this morning who told me that she had asked for the item to be sold to her in sterling, that she would pay it at the exchange rate. Instead of that, they insisted on selling it at the higher euro priced markup. Now, it can't go on, Taoiseach. People here cannot be ripped off in this way. And I'd also like you to address, because you didn't address in your reply, the issue of the diesel prices. Why is the Irish motorist and why is the Irish haulier now paying so much more for diesel than they used to be paying, and what's going on here? It seems to me that the oil companies are engaged in some kind of cartel activity in order to hike up the price of diesel, rip off the motorist and rip off the haulier, with consequences down the line for jobs and businesses.